There are moments on television that feel larger than the show itself. Moments when something real breaks through the noise. That's exactly what happened when Lucy Thomas first appeared on The Voice Kids UK in 2018. She wasn't loud or flashy, and she didn't try to command attention. Instead, she stood quietly under the stage lights, almost blending into them. Then she began to sing. From the very first note, the atmosphere shifted. Her voice didn't just sound beautiful, it felt honest, steady, and deeply emotional. It was the kind of performance that makes people stop what they're doing and simply listen. Within seconds, judges turned their chairs, not out of obligation, but genuine surprise. For many viewers at home, it felt like discovering something rare. Lucy didn't just perform a song, she created a moment people would remember long after the episode ended. The performance that changed everything. When Lucy chose to sing Moon River, she wasn't picking a typical competition piece. It's a song known for its simplicity and emotional depth, and it requires more than technical skill to deliver well. What made her version stand out wasn't power or range, it was restraint. She allowed the melody to breathe, letting each lyric carry its own quiet weight. Judges like Pixie Lott and Danny Jones reacted almost instantly, visibly moved by what they were hearing. Even Will.I.Am, who didn't turn his chair, praised her control and tone. But beyond the judges, it was the audience response that truly mattered. Clips of her performance quickly spread online, with viewers describing chills, tears, and a sense of calm they couldn't quite explain. For a young teenager, it was an extraordinary introduction to the world. Learning to stand in the spotlight. After that first performance, Lucy's journey on the show became about more than just singing. It became about growth. Joining Danny Jones's team gave her a supportive environment where she could develop her voice without losing her identity. She approached rehearsals with quiet discipline, often arriving prepared and focused. While other contestants leaned into theatrics, Lucy remained grounded, choosing to express emotion through subtlety. During the battle rounds, she showed a different side of herself, proving she could adapt while still staying true to her style. By the time she reached the later stages of the competition, she had become one of the most talked about contestants. Yet, she never seemed consumed by the attention. Even when her journey ended before the final, her response was simple and sincere. She was proud of what she had done. That quiet confidence left a lasting impression. Returning to a different reality. When the show ended, Lucy returned home to Wigan, but life didn't feel the same anymore. She was no longer just another student. She was someone people recognized, someone people talked about. Messages flooded her social media, filled with praise and expectations. For many young performers, this would be the start of a fast-paced career. But for Lucy, it was something she needed to process slowly. Fame, even in small doses, can be overwhelming, especially at such a young age. She had to balance school, friendships, and family life with the sudden attention from the public. It wasn't always easy. The same people who admired her talent also began forming opinions about what she should do next. That kind of pressure can feel heavy, particularly when you're still figuring out who you are. Building a career on her own terms. When Lucy returned to music publicly, she did so carefully and intentionally. Instead of chasing mainstream trends, she focused on a style that suited her voice, classical crossover. Her early recordings reflected a sense of calm and control, showing how much she had grown since her television debut. Working with a smaller independent label gave her the freedom to make choices that aligned with her vision. She wasn't trying to prove anything. She was simply creating music that felt honest. Her albums began gaining attention, not through heavy promotion, but through word of mouth and genuine appreciation. Listeners connected with the sincerity in her voice, something that can't be manufactured. The power of quiet consistency. As her music reached more people, Lucy's audience began to grow steadily. Her covers and original recordings found a home online, where listeners from different countries discovered her work. One of her most recognized interpretations, Hallelujah, showcased her ability to bring new emotion to a well-known piece. Rather than overpowering the song, she approached it gently, allowing its meaning to unfold naturally. This approach became her signature. She didn't rely on spectacle or trend-driven content. Instead, she focused on consistency and authenticity. Over time, that quiet approach built a strong and loyal audience. Stepping into a bigger stage, eventually, Lucy took on new challenges that pushed her beyond recording. Her move into live performance, including appearances on larger stages, marked an important shift in her journey. Performing live requires a different kind of confidence, one that goes beyond technical ability. It means facing an audience in real time, without the safety of retakes. For Lucy, this step wasn't about proving herself, it was about growing. Each performance added to her experience, helping her become more comfortable in her role as an artist. While nerves were still part of the process, she learned how to manage them, turning them into focus rather than fear. A voice that continues to evolve. What makes Lucy's story compelling isn't just her talent, it's her patience. She didn't rush success or try to fit into expectations. Instead, she allowed her voice and identity to evolve naturally. Over time, her music has taken on more depth, reflecting her experiences and growth. Listeners who have followed her journey can hear the difference, not just in technique, but in emotion. She sings with a sense of understanding that comes from living, learning, and reflecting. That evolution is what keeps her work meaningful, redefining success in a noisy world. In an industry often driven by visibility and speed, Lucy's approach feels different. She hasn't chased constant attention or tried to stay in the spotlight at all costs. Instead, she has built something quieter, but more lasting. Her success isn't measured by headlines, it's measured by connection. People return to her music not because it's trending, but because it resonates. That kind of impact takes time, and it's something she has allowed herself to develop. Her journey shows that stepping back isn't the same as giving up. Sometimes, it's the smartest way to move forward. A journey still unfolding. Lucy Thomas didn't disappear after her early success. She simply chose a different path, one that allowed her to grow at her own pace, away from unnecessary pressure. Today, she continues to create music that reflects who she is, not who the world expects her to be. Her story is a reminder that talent alone isn't enough. It's how you nurture it that truly matters. By choosing balance over burnout and authenticity over attention, she has built a career that feels sustainable and real. And in doing so, she's shown that sometimes the quietest voices leave the strongest echoes.